scenario at all for them with no Nico Collins against a quarterback who I can absolutely trust. I know the Texans defense, I'm in love with them as much as anybody, but I think the edge there, a quarterback, massive edge in this game for Drake May. Huge.
Yep. 49ers, 2 takeaways last 5 games. Not many on the season either.
Up next, we'll get to our best bets for the weekend. In-pocket plays coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY.
Experience the ultimate pool and watch party at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens, owner and chief executive officer of Circa Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to Stadium Swim, your year-round destination for non-stop fun. With 3 levels, 6 pools, and a massive 143-foot screen, catch every game, every season. It's the place to be in Las Vegas. Soak up the sun and party all night, 365 days a year at Stadium Swim. Secure your spot now at CircaLasVegas.com.
When the games are on, so is VSiN. With in-game betting insights you can actually use. We're live during the action for real-time breakdowns and the best opportunities to hit live bets on all major sports. Our exclusive betting splits update every 5 minutes, so you'll always know where the sharp money's going. And with the VSiN Watch app, you're never out of range with live analysis following you wherever you go. Ride the action in real time by making VSiN your second screen and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Hey everybody, Jensen Lewis here, co-host of VSiN by the Books with my man Dave Ross. Tune in on Monday as we recap the divisional round of the NFL playoffs and start looking ahead to conference championship weekend, as well as tracking the coaching carousel and the latest updates. We'll also preview the national title game, and we'll be joined by our GM, Marty Herney, as well as best bets from Will Hill. It's VSiN by the Books, Monday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern. You know where to find us on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines, when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, long-lasting, and made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo in the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online. Keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Friday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 36 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms were in action on Wednesday night here at the Cavelli Center, an 8-3 victory over the U17s. Team USA got the party started just 54 seconds into regulation on Easton Johnson's first goal of the season, but Youngstown tied it at 6:59 with a shorthanded goal from Jakob Hesch. Hesch's 8th goal of the season. Jack Hamilton and Logan Anderson with the helpers. Team USA went back in front 2 seconds after that same power play ended on a shot from Nolan Fitzhenry, his 9th goal of the season, but Youngstown tied it just around 2.5 minutes later on Cosmo Sasaki's 5th of the season. Ricard Zemlichka and Braden Guala with the helpers' first point in the USHL for both Zemlichka and Guala, and we were tied at 2 at the end of the first. Phantoms took the lead for good at 1:29 of the second power play goal for Carter Murphy, 4th of the season. Jakob Hesch with the helper, and then at 5:40 was Ricard Zemlichka recording his first goal in the USHL. Hesch and Monte Tepley with the helpers, making it 4-2 Youngstown. Then in 18:45 was Logan Anderson with his 4th of the season. Sasaki and Zemlichka with the helpers, and it was 5-2 Youngstown at the end of the second period. Team USA gets a 5-on-3 power play goal at 1:07 of the third. Carter Myers, 7th of the season. That snapped a string of 33 straight penalties killed by the Phantoms and made it 5-3. Then Ryan Rusinski kind of dashed all hopes of a comeback for Team USA, put the Phantoms up 6-3 at 2:44 with a power play goal. Rusinski's 18th of the season. Jack Wilson and Cooper Simpson with the helpers. Then at 12:54, it was Malachi McKinnon with his 14th of the season. Simpson and Wilson with the assist to make it 7-3. And then with 6.5 seconds left in regulation, Braden Thompson with his first in the USHL bangs home a rebound at the front of the net. Thompson up playing forward as the Phantoms were a few bodies short on Wednesday. Thompson, his first of the year, and Jackson Adams got the helper. And for Adams, that was his first point in the USHL as well. And that's how Youngstown got to their 8-3 victory. Nate Chiswick took the loss. He stopped 30 out of 38. Owen Lepak got the win. He stopped 22 out of 25. Team USA power play was 1 for 5. Youngstown power play was 2 for 6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You're listening to the pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
You got so much to do. It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day. 'Cause it's fun all over the state. So come on. Great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the pregame show. Let's take a look at tonight's scratch report. Beginning with the visiting Muskegon Lumberjacks, you can scratch number 2, Nate Selski, number 17, Rudy Berskans, number 21, Lars Hudson, and number 68, Melvin Novotny. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 10, Evan Jardine, number 17, Jack Hextall, number 23, Matusz Kucharczyk, and number 79, Tobias Trebel. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Muskegon Lumberjacks, who entered tonight's game with a 23-10 0-0 record. Their 46 points put them in 4th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Pierce, South Dakota, committed to North Dakota and the draft property of the Pittsburgh Penguins, number 15, Carter Sanderson. At center out of St. Louis, Missouri, committed to Western Michigan, number 9, Anthony Thomas Maroon. At right wing, out of Chaska, Minnesota, committed to Minnesota State, number 19, Jack Christ. On defense, out of Los Gatos, California, committed to Colgate, number 18, Nathan Larioza. And out of Westbrook, Maine, committed to Boston University and the draft property of the Philadelphia Flyers, number 4, Carter Amico. In net, out of Sweden, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 29, Carl Axelsson. Axelsson enters tonight's game with a 17-5 0-0 record, a 2.31 goals against average, a .927 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. Lumberjacks are coached by Colton St. Clair. The associate head coaches are Casey McNoney and Taylor Ward. They are assisted by Pat Maroon. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 25-7 2-1 record. Their 53 points put them in 1st place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Czechia, number 22, Rikard Zemlichka. At center, out of Czechia, committed to Nebraska Omaha, number 28, Jakub Hesch. At right wing, out of Japan, committed to Lake Superior State University, number 13, Kazuma Sasaki. On defense, out of Northville, Michigan, committed to Alaska, number 3, Jack Wilson. And out of the Woodlands, Texas, committed to Minnesota Duluth, number 14, Carter Murphy. In net, out of Clarkston, Michigan, committed to Western Michigan, number 33, Owen Lepak. Lepak enters tonight's game with a 7-1 0-1 record, a 2.04 goals against average, a .913 save percentage, and 2 shutouts on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. The equipment manager is Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli, goaltending coach Neil Conway, and the strength and conditioning coach is Tommy Malloy, general managers Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Sean Cornock and Daniel Fagan. The linesmen will be Joseph Rubino and Jacob Tolfrey. Just about 5 minutes remaining here at the Cavelli Center before starting lineup and national anthems. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be.
Catchway makes the save. Rebound to the weak side. In front. Score!
I need a one last.
start to dance, and now I'm singing like.
The steal, Ben Simpson, toe drag, Simpson in, tucks it home, he scores!
Duh. I want you to be happier because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson, ripped across, Hextall, shot, score!
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms! Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, please welcome back to the ice, your Youngstown Phantoms! And now for tonight's starters, presented by Mercy Health. First up, at left wing, from Praha, Czechia, number 22, RKO out of nowhere, Ricard Zemlička. At center, from Czechia, number 28, the international man of mystery, Jakub Hesch. At right wing, from Nishitokyo, Japan, number 13, the Black Widow, Kazumo Sasaki. On defense, from Northville, Michigan, number 3, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking, Jack Wilson. Also on defense, from the Woodlands, Texas, number 14.
Cause you know everybody running guns. Hey, see y'all from Texas. We got Beyonce trying to...
And in goal, from Clarkston, Michigan, number 33, red light stop for Owen Leeman. Fans, please rise if able, and gentlemen, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Lumberjacks and Phantoms for the third of 8 matchups this season. Muskegon took the first 2 back in the first week of October. A 3-2 overtime win for Muskegon. They scored with 1.7 seconds left in the game to force overtime and then got the overtime winner and then knocked the Phantoms off 4-2 the next night. Lumberjacks were 18-5 at the end of November, but 5-5 in the 10 games since then. Phantoms were 15-6-2. 10-1-2 in the 2 months since then. What will tonight hold? We will find out over the course of the next 2.5 hours. You can roll for initiative. This one's underway, and Youngstown wins the draw. Murphy back into his own zone, D to Wilson. Up to the red line for Sasaki. He'll redirect it to the end wall. Axelson will set it up for Carter Amico, making his return to the USHL. Spent the first half of this year with Boston University, and here it's stretched out for Christ. Got a shot away. And Lepak with the stick save as Christ had to be quick to it. Lepak out 3 feet outside the blue paint to challenge Jack Christ, who scored the overtime game-winning goal in Game 5 of the Clark Cup final last year. First whistle, 20 seconds into this one. First period presented by Safehold. Yeah, so Carter Amico back in USHL, spent a couple of years with Team USA. Was with Boston University the first half of this year. Of course, Tynan Lawrence just leaving Muskegon to go to Boston. As here it's off a face-off win. It was Amico trying to slip a pass over to Noringer. Would not go. And here it's Youngstown turning it over. Sasaki turned it over to Drew Stewart, but his shot off the glove of Lepak into the corner, and Tepley clears it out to center. Losing his feet at center was Sasaki as Muskegon chips it back in the left wing corner. It's Benson. Lost his footing. Tepley will slide it behind the cage, then up the near side. Zemlichka will turn it over on the zone exit. Benson behind him to Noringer. To Thorpe, acquired last week from Des Moines. Up to the point, Benson shot, hit a body in front. Don't know if it even got in to Lepak as Drew Stewart was in Owen Lepak's kitchen. As the Jacks buzzing here to start. Here it's another shot, drifted wide of the cage off the stick of Jake Stewart. And now it's Stewart with it again in front. Up to the left point and back down the wall to Blanchard. Blanchard trades it off to the slot for a shot at the point. Glove save by Lepak. Rebound chipped wide of the cage by Jake Stewart in front. Lepak was down and out. Now crashing in from the point was Danny Clares. His shot wide of the cage as Lepak was trying to get back in position. Here in front, Blanchard to Stewart. His shot is fanned on mostly. Lepak did have the stick down. Blanchard with it again. Fed it up to Thorpe at the point. His shot redirected by Stewart on the cage and kicked out by Lepak. Clares holds the zone for Muskegon. Fan on his pass down low. It came to Hesh. Hesh slowly ahead will lift it into the zone. And the Muskegon right there, so no icing as the Phantoms opening lineup got caught on the ice for almost 2 full minutes. And here Muskegon ices the puck. Jacks 5 shots in the opening 2:03. But Owen Lepak equal to the task. And if you're Ryan Ward, certainly not the start that you envisioned. As here it's Rusinski to take the draw against Drew Stewart. Check that. That was Gustas Zamatis on the faceoff. Won it out to center, banked back into the zone by Youngstown, wide of the cage, but no icing on this one as it's sent up the wall by Schleltwig. Kept into the right point by Murphy. DD to Wilson. His shot wide of the cage came to McKinnon on the right half wall. Pokes it behind the net for Rusinski. Rue around the wall to Wilson. Let it come through to Simpson at the point. Simpson, his rising shot got the end glass. Murphy hustling down from the right point to keep it in the zone. Pulls up behind the cage and looks for help. Murphy back to the right half wall to the line for Wilson. Across to Orlowski. His quick little whip shot on the cage. Padded and covered by Axelson. Face-off will stay in the Muskegon end. Puck will drop to the right of Axelson. Comes in tied with Tobias Trebel for the USHL lead and wins with 17. As face-off was won by Anthony Thomas Maroon, but less than legally, apparently. Anderson against Thomas Maroon in the circle once more. Face-off controlled by the Phantoms. Orlowski fed the point, but poked out the center, and ahead come the Jacks. Coming in. Muskegon, they fire one off the post. That was Christ. Rebound all the way out to center. Pumped back in by the Lumberjacks. Hamilton off the right corner boards, up the wall to Anderson. Chipped it past Thomas Maroon and carries through center. Anderson red line and tried to slide it over to Orlowski, but denied entry by the Jacks. And they will come back ahead. Long distance shot by Sanderson to the glove of Lepak. Don't know if that one would have been on the cage, but Lepak gloves and holds. And now a defensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. Not the most inspiring open 3-17 for the Phantoms. Face off to the left of Lepak. Hesh to take the draw against Stewart. Hesh wins the draw cleanly into the corner. Tepley behind the cage to Houston. Cal looks up. Banks it ahead to Sasaki at the red line. He'll play it deep. Just wide of the cage. It's grabbed by Hesh. Tried to carry around the net. Little hook there by Amico. Play continues. Sent up the near wall. Grabbed by Benson. And the Lumberjacks come through center. Pass to the near side as they were looking for Larry Oza. knocked away from him and back into the Muskegon zone here. Jacks can't exit the zone. Line held by Zemlichka. Nice stick lift there by Hesh. Puck behind the net, sent around the wall by Axelson. Clearing attempt by the Jacks, held in the zone for a moment, but now they will exit, and it's Stewart over to Benson into the Youngstown end. Benson tried to center, but right to the stick of Tepley. He'll clear it to Houston at center, and he'll fire it to the end wall. Phantoms changing up the forwards as Clare sends it around to the right corner for Thorpe. Off the window and down the ice. No icing on this one. Wilson off the corner boards, pulls up behind the cage, comes to the near side up the wall to Murphy. Carter spun off a check, carries to the neutral zone. Now to Miller at the red line. He's able to chip it into the zone, but couldn't control the pass, and Thorpe will send it left corner for Clares. Banked it out to center. They're going to say Wilson could have played it in the neutral zone, so no icing here. Murphy the first one to it below the goal line. Carter to the blue line for Miller. He'll gain the red line and dump it in. Axelson slows it down, but it rolls to the right wing corner. Braden Thompson playing forward again tonight. Couldn't work it back deep, and it's taken by Jake Stewart. Over to the right side for Deneau. And out to the neutral zone. Jacks into the Youngstown end as Rusinski puts Deneau down from behind. And Rue fired ahead to Simpson into the zone. Tried some stick handling in the right circle, but it would not go. 3-on-2 developing for Muskegon. Into the zone comes Sanderson. Shot missed the cage and off the corner boards all the way out to center. Picked up at the red line by the Jacks defense and fired back in. Went on net. Leapak made a stick save. Had it gone in, it wouldn't have counted. Jacks were offside. Phantoms fired ahead off of McKinnon into the right wing corner. Anderson took his man out in the right wing end, but Phantoms turn it over. Chris coming down the middle. Shot blocker saved by Leapak. Puck off the top of the end glass. Stayed in play somehow as Simpson fires out to the red line for Murphy. That one took a funny bounce off a stanchion behind the cage. Axelson number able to handle it. Whipped it around the boards to the near side to Chris, and he chipped it out to center. Murphy from just behind the red line fired it off the stick of Anderson and into the zone. Amico sent it up the near side, kept by Anderson. Pumped back behind the cage. Amico got there ahead of Svitov. But he takes him to the boards. Came free of that little scrum, but it's Muskegon with it. They couldn't clear it. Came off of Anderson's second effort. Jacks were able to poke it out to center. That was Belusco. Now here they will fire it into the Youngstown end. Leapak leaves it for Murphy. Ahead to the line, redirected into the zone by Hesh. Clare's got there first ahead of Hesh. Sasaki knocked him off the puck, but couldn't control. And the Jacks will clear back to center. Losing it as he crossed the red line was Sheltwig. And it rolled to Houston and now Tepley. Sent off the near side for Zemlichka. Crosses the red line and lifts it to the end wall. First one to it, however, is Lariosa. He'll carry to the right side off of Zemaitis and out to center. Gathered in near side by Zemaitis. He'll fire it into the zone. Leapak stops it behind the cage, sends it to Houston. Cal fakes right, goes left, and carries behind the cage to set up the breakout. Fires it to the red line for Zemlichka. Phantoms need to get a line change here. And Zemlichka behind him to Tepley. From the official's crease, fires it into the zone. Axelson stops it behind the net and worked it to Thorpe. Around to the near side for Noringer. Stopped up by the Phantoms. Sent in front, but cleared back below the goal line by the Jacks. 12:40 left in the first. Still scoreless. Shots 8-1 Muskegon as the Jacks have come out absolutely on fire. Here the Jacks break it back through center again. Cross-ice pass, they were looking for Benson. Played away by Berard, but picked right back up by Noringer. Jacks in their own end. Snapping it out into the zone for Bergeron. He got a deke away and got a shot away, but a big pad save by Leapak. Phantoms clear the rebound. Not enough steam on this one for icing as Deneau's back for it. Deneau up the far side. The Jacks bring it back through center. Losing his footing was Bergeron. Lost the puck into the Youngstown end. Leapak played it to Murphy, who sent it off the window down the ice. No icing here as Lariosa will have to play it. He's in the right wing corner, fires it back out to the neutral zone for Bergeron, and he'll send it near side for Stewart. Fired into the zone. Leapak had it go right through the wickets behind the cage, but it came to Thompson, who cleared the line, kept by Lariosa. Back down the wall, stick down by Blanchard into the left wing corner. Blanchard heads off for a change as it's Sanderson down there battling with Murphy. 11:20 left in the first. We're scoreless. Wilson trying to kick it free of the corner and did. Got it to Miller, but taken away by the Jacks. That was Thomas Maroon. To Christ, back to Thomas Maroon. His shot hit a body in front. That was Sanderson. Never got into Leapak. Wilson to the rebound, off the window and out to the neutral zone. Grabbed at the red line by Larioza. He'll retreat into his own zone. Back to the Phantoms line for Christ. Area pass ahead past Thomas Maroon. Leapak left it for Anderson, who got bodied up by Sanderson below the goal. Carter Murphy down on the play. Bounces right back up as the puck comes to Wilson. Tried to float it up the near side. Was kept for a moment at the line on the zone exit by Amico. As Youngstown waits for help. Svitov in. Svitov shot. Scores! He's having fun looking out for number one, Alexander Svitov. His first goal in the USHL gives Youngstown a 1-0 lead. Time of the goal, 9:26. Svitov stole it from Sanderson, spun to the outside, walked down the left wing wall, cut toward the cage, and from the left dot, snapped it home, short side on Axelson. And that has to feel like a huge weight off of his back. He's been so close to scoring on so many occasions, has hit a post 2 or 3 times. And so absolutely great to see Svitov get the monkey off the back. And Youngstown leads 1-0 on just their second shot of the game. Here's Zemlichka, able to get it out to center. Noringer, fans on the dump in, but the puck rolls into the Youngstown end anyway. Houston, down on the play, will get back up, work the puck to Hesh, and then Tepley. Up to the red line, off of Sasaki, and he got tangled with Danny Clares. Puck into the Muskegon bench. We'll have immediate timeout. 10:03 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let's know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 10:03 left in the first. Phantoms lead 1-0. Shots on goal for the game, 9-2 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks came out with their hair on fire, got 5 shots in the first 2 minutes. They spent almost that entire 2 minutes in the attacking end. And Youngstown in their second shot of the game, just, 26 or so game seconds ago. Goal from Alexander Svitov. His first of the season. Youngstown wins the center ice draw in on Axelson. He'll make the save, send it up the far wall, and Noringer able to get it out to the red line. Murphy spun it back north for Youngstown as puck up in the air, clubbed into the zone by Noringer. Phantoms clear it right back out to center. Jacks dump it back in, grabbed by Rusinski, over to Murphy, off a skate and back to Rusinski, now over to Simpson. Cross ice to McKinnon, couldn't take it on his backhand, and he rolled into the right wing corner. Rusinski fished it out, sent it left side. Simpson hustling over for it through the reverse check there on Benson. Jacks fish it out, but Rusinski holds the zone. Trickled it back behind the cage. McKinnon gets there first. Fanned on the pass. It's going to roll to Noringer, and he will lift it out to the neutral zone. Came to Wilson at the red line. He will fire it back in while the forwards change. Axelson shovels it over to the right corner. Hustling over on the forecheck is Svitov. But the Jacks win that puck battle in the right corner. Cleared to the line, kept by Orlowski. Chipped it around the man. Jesse, centering feed. Svitov, shot, missed the cage. Hard off the animal. Svitov, spinning shot is blocked up to the point. Berard's shot blocked as Orlowski checked a man in the slot. And they're going to get him for a cross check or maybe a check from behind. But Youngstown will get the first penalty of the game. Time of the penalty on Orlowski, 11-14. Muskegon power play on the season, 22.6% is 7th in the USHL. Phantom penalty kill, 85.2% is first. Muskegon 2 for 7 on the season in those first 2 games against Youngstown on the power play. Jacks win the draw. Poked behind the cage by Stewart. Only one there, however, Cal Houston. He will send it off the far wall and down the ice. Clares keeps it away from Zemlichka. Who's down ice, looking to cause some havoc. Into the zone comes Noringer, chips it past Hesh, rolls to Houston in the right corner. Noringer has him well and truly wrapped up, but the loose puck comes to Wilson. And Jack will clear it down 195 feet. Axelson sends it ahead. Sanderson drops it back to the line, bounce over the stick of Noringer, came to Rasinski. He tried to cut to the inside. He got knocked down, had his feet taken out. Fans looking for a tripping call, nothing coming. Jacks back into the zone. Wilson took his man out. Houston picks up the loose change and gets the clear. Jacks back to the line. It's Sanderson throwing it to the right wing corner, but Muskegon changing behind the play. Puck comes to Jack Hamilton, and he'll send it down the ice himself. Axelson stops it behind the cage with 55 seconds left on the power play. Jacks ahead through center, and into the zone comes Chris down the left side. Danced around Murphy, puck rolled into the left wing corner. Hamilton got there first, poked into the circle. Thomas Roon spun it, weak side. And the Jacks have it at the point. Now walking to the top of the circle was Vukas. His shot was blocked from the corner. A shot also thrown toward the cage that was also blocked. That came off the stick of Larioza. Jacks tried to feed it up the middle, but split their point man, and it's back out to center with 20 seconds left in the power play. Vukas drops it back for Christ. Over to Larioza, fires around the kick plate. Came to Murphy, left corner. Tried to bump it behind the cage to Houston. It wouldn't go. Up the wall to Rasinski, and he'll clear it past Vukas and down the ice. 3 seconds, 2-1, and Orlowski is out of the box. Phantoms back to full strength as the Jacks bring it back through center. In the zone, down the left side came Stewart. Little start-stop, couldn't get around Houston, however. Shot goes off the side of the cage. Rebound sent up the far wall by Templey. Rasinski couldn't clear, kept by Belusco. Came down the wall to Tepley, over to Houston. Banked it ahead looking for Simpson. Wouldn't go, but not, well, it was far enough for icing, but the puck came to the side of the cage, and Axelson had to play it to keep Simpson away from it. Back into the attacking zone onto the Lumberjacks. They threw it around the net, and Tepley grabbed it there, tried to bank it ahead to Simpson, was behind the defense again, but stolen in front of the benches by Amico, who gains the red line, then dumps it in. Lumberjacks to the line change. Tepley from behind the net goes around the cage to the far side over to Houston. Cal, little bobble, but able to work it to the neutral zone. Stolen from Simpson, and back into the zone comes Blanchard. Spins at the top of the right circle, worked it down the wall looking for Jake Stewart. Logan Anderson able to tie things up there, but Stewart with the rebound again, and then Bergeron sent it to the back door for Stewart. They score. Little tic-tac-toe there for the Jacks on the failed clear by Youngstown. It ends up in the back of their cage. It is Drew Stewart with his 4th of the year. And Muskegon ties the game. Time of the goal, 14-15. Phantoms just too many men above the dots and turned into a mini 2-on-1 down low. When Anderson lost the puck along the near wall, and Belusco able to feed Bergeron far post, who then slid it back across the blue paint to Stewart near post. And Muskegon ties the game. Here they turn it over in their own zone. It's Svitov. to Orlowski, spins in the right corner. As Svitov. Looks like he may have got shaken up a little in the right corner. As the puck's out of play, and we'll have a timeout. 5:28 left in the first. We're tied at 1. Listen to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
We do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center. 5:28 left in the first. We're tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 10-2 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks have the most recent goal. Came off the stick of Jake Stewart. Offensive zone draw for Youngstown to the left of Axelson. Anderson to take the draw. And he won it backwards, but Muskegon beat any Phantom to the puck, and carrying into the zone was Sanderson. Bodied off the puck in the left corner, fired ahead by Wilson. Went through a couple of skates in the neutral zone, and they're going to say no icing as it's sent up the wall by Thorpe. He'll find Sanderson, chipped it past Svitov, and back out to center. Stolen at the red line by Svitov, drop back for Wilson. D to Murphy in the middle of the ice. He will gain the red line and fire it in as the forwards are changing. Around the wall, Thorpe bumped it back behind the cage. Muskegon up the far wall to Sheltweg. And then out to center, trying to enter the zone was Fairbanks. Ridden off the puck cleanly by Hamilton. Berard up to Simpson, danced around one. Threw it across ice feed, but it was behind McKinnon.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to
slip
put
it out
the ring
to center.
open
Grabbed
like
in front
that.
of his own bench by
It's
Hamilton.
selfish. I think it's selfish to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash. Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood
locations. It to the line kept by Rusinski. Fed it down low. Broken back up by Deneau. And the Jacks will clear the neutral zone once more. Into the zone came Sheltweg. And his shot from the left wall near the hashes, swallowed up and held by Lepak. 4:08 left in the first. Shots on goal now 11-3 in favor of Muskegon. Again, we're tied at 1. Faceoff will be to the right of Lepak. Hesh to take the draw against Stewart. Hesh won that faceoff to Houston. Cal spun at the bottom of the circle, carried up the wall, out to center for Hesh. From the red line, he will chip it past Belusco, but Amico will get to it first in the right corner. Tried to carry to the near side. Hesh stripped him of the puck, but Norger there to pick up the loose change. Fired out to the red line for Stewart. Backed his way into the zone, then dropped it behind him for Benson. Benson with a shot and a stomach save by Lepak. Rebound through a couple of bodies, finally corralled by Tepley. Tried to send it off the near wall and out. Second effort, Hesh will make it to center. Zemlichka knocked down in front of the Muskegon bench as the Jacks were changing, and the puck came to Benson. He will pop it up on the cage, and Lepak will glove it down and backhand it over to Tepley, who carries ahead. Fires to the Muskegon line into the zone. Came Guala. Behind him for Sasaki. Couldn't play it back down low. Braden Thompson coming in. Throwing a check. No, check that was Sean Miller. As they battle along the right half wall with 3:05 left in the first, we're tied at 1. Pried free of the scrum by Sasaki. His low shot off the pad of Axelson. Off the end wall and back in front, and Axelson will jump on top of it. 3:02 left in the first. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson. Miller to take the draw. Faceoff controlled by the Jacks. Legal hand pass in the defensive zone, and they get it out to center. Try to fire it ahead, but it's knocked down by Murphy. He'll turn and spin it near side to Thompson, but he couldn't work it deep. To Bergeron, middle of the ice for Stewart into the Youngstown end. Stewart at the left point, backhanded it down the wall to Bergeron. Through the skates of Blanchard, it came to Clares in the right corner. His pass knocked down by Wilson. Couldn't feed it behind the cage to Murphy. Miller in to help out his defenseman. Now Murphy has it. Carter carries left corner, sent it over the glass and out of play as he was being contacted by Bergeron. So face-off in the defensive zone for Youngstown. Face-off will be to the right of Lepak. Miller to take the draw against Thomas Maroon. Phantoms get control. Wilson around the cage to the near side. A little stick-on-stick contact there for Sanderson to block the clearing attempt. Miller grabbed it on the wall, came up the point, thrown on the net from the right side by Vukas, and a save for Lepak. Now up the far side, stepping in and firing a shot to the glove of Lepak, who holds. That was Gus Thorpe as Carter Sanderson knocked down Lepak from behind after the whistle. And that will draw a crowd linesman in to separate them. Now the linesman separating another group near the top of the left circle. 2:03 left in the first. Face-off will be to the right of Lepak as both sides going for a line change. Looks like it'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Draw poke to the wall by Benson. He'll regather. Stutter step to get around McKinnon to the left point. Thorpe, little basketball pick, but never made contact. Shot by Benson, blocked by Rusinski. Kept at the line by the Jacks in the right corner. It is Noringer. He's pinned to the wall by Houston. Stewart there trying to work the puck free for the Jacks as well. Tepley had it for a moment. Now he'll regather. Carries around the cage to the left side. Lost his footing. Back to his feet. Left in the corner trying to find Simpson, but grabbed by Stewart. Simpson pins him to the boards. Coming in to grab the puck is Tepley. Mate tried to feed it back up that far wall. Stopped up by Stewart. Now to the half wall for McKinnon. To Tepley and behind him to Rusinski. Rue gained the red line and sent to left wing corner of the Jacks, and then Phantoms will head off for a change. Vukas quickly back to the Youngstown line, was trying to find Benson, but pass taken away by Murphy. D to Hamilton, who iced the puck. 1:05 left in the first. First intermission report just around the corner. Just scoring recap from this opening frame. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Face-off to the right of Lepak after the icing whistle. Anderson to take the draw against Bergeron. Bergeron won that face-off, but Phantoms get control. Murphy over to Orlowski. And from the official's crease, he'll slide it into the Jack zone. Axelson, little trouble with it, but able to work it up the near wall. Bergeron takes it from Blanchard. Got it ahead to Deneau, but Jacks were offside. They retouch and get back on the forecheck as Hamilton took a heavy hit in the corner, as did Murphy. Fired ahead to the line for Orlowski. 2-on-1 developing. Orlowski to Svitov, his one-timer wide of the cage. And Svitov did not have a lot of time to shoot that, and his shot was low and along the ice. Axelson That big 6'4" frame, he might have kicked it anyway, had the puck been on the net. Svitov kind of falling away from the pass as well, as now it's Svitov redirecting it in from the neutral zone. Battling for it behind the net was Larioza. Won that puck battle against Sasaki and brought it back through center. Was looking for Chris. Poked into the zone actually by Zemlichka. In front of the cage, it's Houston sending it off the near window at the buzzer. The end of 20 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms and the Muskegon Lumberjacks tied at 1. Shots on goal in the first, 14-3 in favor of Muskegon. I'm going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the first intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms and Muskegon Lumberjacks are tied at 1 goal apiece. Shots on goal for the game, 14-3 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks came out with their hair on fire, spent the first 2 minutes of the game in the Youngstown zone. Got 5 shots during that opening 2 minutes. But Owen Lepak holding strong for Youngstown. And it actually ended up being the Phantoms that got on the board first. came off the stick of Alexander Svitov, scoring his first goal in the USHL at 9:26. Svitov stripped Carter Sanderson of the puck near the left point of the Muskegon zone. Came down the left wall a little bit, cut toward the middle, and then snapped one home short side on Carl Axelson to put Youngstown in front. But then at 14:15 was Jake Stewart finishing off a pretty tic-tac-toe play for his fourth goal of the season. Ty Bergeron and Adam Belusco with the helpers for Muskegon, and that's how we got to our 1-1 score. Owen Lepak has stopped 13 out of 14. Carl Axelson has stopped 2 out of 3. There was one power play in the first period. Jesse Orlowski called for cross-checking at 11:14. Youngstown able to kill it off. So Jack's power play 0 for 2. Youngstown does not have a power play yet here this evening. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket? Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center during the first intermission report. Phantoms and Lumberjacks tied at 1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard starting here in the USHL. This is the only game currently underway. All the rest of the games getting underway in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. Sioux City will be in Sioux Falls to take on the Stampede. Omaha hosts the Des Moines Buccaneers. Cedar Rapids and Chicago will renew acquaintances at Fox Valley Ice Arena. Lincoln Stars will be in Fargo to take on the Force, and the Waterloo Blackhawks visit the state capital of Wisconsin to battle the Madison Capitals. Over to the NHL scoreboard. First intermission in Detroit. Sharks and Red Wings tied at 1. First intermission in Carolina. Hurricanes and Panthers. And the Canes lead Florida 1-0. Getting underway in the 8 o'clock hour will be the Tampa Bay Lightning in St. Louis to battle the Blues. 9 o'clock Eastern puck drop between the Predators and Avalanche in Denver. And the Ducks and Kings will have a 10:30 puck drop in Los Angeles. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. RIT leads Canisius 1-0 at the end of the first. Holy Cross will 1-0 lead over Air Force at the end of the first. Mercyhurst leads Niagara 1-0, second period just underway. Bentley and Sacred Heart tied at 1, first intermission. Army leads Robert Morris 1-0, end of the first in West Point. Bowling Green leads Lake Superior 1-0, first intermission. Minnesota State up 1-0 over Michigan Tech, first intermission. Quinnipiac leads Colgate 4-0, 3 minutes left in the first. Princeton with a 1-0 lead over Cornell, first intermission. Dartmouth leads Clarkson 1-0, first intermission. Harvard leads St. Lawrence 2-1, first intermission. Yale up by the same score over RPI at the first intermission. Brown and Union are scoreless, first intermission. Boston University leads UMass Lowell 1-0, first intermission. Vermont and UConn tied at 1, first intermission. UMass and Merrimack tied at 1, first intermission. Northeastern leads New Hampshire 1-0, first intermission. Providence leads Boston College 2-1, first intermission. Omaha and Miami are scoreless, first intermission. Penn State leads Notre Dame 1-0, first intermission. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms Hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that.
Yeah, it's selfish.
I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash. Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second period. Phantoms and Lumberjacks tied at 1. You can roll for initiative. Second period is underway. Phantoms win the draw. Murphy ahead to Sasaki. Spun off the check into the zone. Cuts to the middle. Slipped it down low to Hesh. He tried to lift it far side. Somehow that one's still in play. Could have swore it hit the meshing as it's off the corner boards to the line. Kept by Murphy. Fired back to the left corner. Hesh to it. Knocked off the puck by Amico. And up the middle to Thomas Maroon. Into the zone for Sanderson. Stripped of the puck by Murphy, and then Sanderson ripped him down. Probably should have been a hold, but play continues. Wilson gains the red line and fires it into the Muskegon zone. Hit a seam in the boards and came back to the middle axis and bumped it back into the corner. And Sanderson dances around Simpson, throws it out to center for Benson. From the red line, he will fire it into the Youngstown zone. Lepak sends it right corner, trying to find Houston, but pass went past him into Benson. Rusinski able to take it away, worked it back to Houston again. D to Tepley and out to center for McKinnon. Red line and blue into the zone, right down the middle to Simpson. Fired across to Rusinski. Shot Axelson, save and rebound, trickled just wide of the cage. Thorpe almost stripped of the puck by Rusinski as it rolled to the right corner. Tried to send it up the near wall, and it is sticked out to center by Stewart. Phantoms regathered and sent it back in. Simpson fired to the left wing corner. Trickled behind the cage. Thorpe grabs it and bumped it up the right wall. Found Noranju, fired out to center for Benson. Gains the Phantoms line, but couldn't dance through Cal Houston. Puck came to Hamilton, who banked it out to center. Hit a linesman and came to Rusinski. Ahead to the line for Simpson. Simpson inside out on Thorpe. Tried to send it to the corner. Pass was taken away by Bergeron. Orlowski trying to hold the zone. Simpson came over to help out, and they did hold the line. Fired below the goal by Simpson. Has some trouble near the left point, broken up by the linesman. Play continues. Bergeron sent it into the Phantom zone behind the cage. Hamilton over to Berard. Brody, hesitation move up the middle to Anderson, but could not get a touch, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. 17:51 left in this second period, which is presented by number 1 Cochrane. Faceoff will be to the left of Lepak. Anderson to take the draw against Blanchard. And Blanchard with the faceoff win, but the Jacks can't get control, and it's Hamilton. Banks it ahead for Svitov. Has a step, now spins at the bottom of the right circle. Never got toward the cage. Around the net he comes to the far corner, bodied up to the wall by Vukas. Deneau pulls the puck free of that scrum in the left corner, sends up the near side, was looking for Bergeron, came to center for Berard. He'll lift it right back into the zone. Came on net, Axelson will stick it over to Vukas, slipped it up the wall for Deneau, and now out to center for Blanchard. Red line in blue into the zone, over to Thomas Maroon. Centering feed was contacted by a Youngstown stick, rolling to the left corner for Carter Sanderson, who lost the puck to Murphy. Wilson up the boards, knocked off the puck by Sanderson. Sharp angle shot by Thomas Maroon, kicked out by Lepak, rebound to the right corner from Murphy. Spun away from Sanderson, D over to Wilson, banked ahead to the Muskegon line for Sasaki, stolen then grabbed by Hesh. Over to Sasaki again, but the pass was in his skates, he couldn't take it cleanly. Jacks ahead, Amico. Carrying into the zone come Muskegon, 4-on-3, Amico. Through the legs of Murphy, got the shot away, rebound is loose. Lepak with the save, it's in. No, they're going to say no goal. Red light came on, but referee at the edge of the blue paint waves it off. I think we might be seeing intent to whistle here, as I saw the referee touch his chest. And that's referee Sean Cornock. He heads over to the officials' crease to talk things over with Daniel Fagan. As during that scrum, Lepak did lose his glove. I mean, honestly, looking at the replay, if Muskegon were to challenge this, I don't see anything that would prohibit this from being a goal. But right now, Sean Cornock explaining his deliberations to Ryan Rusinski and Carter Sanderson. Colton St. Clair looking for an explanation. And Daniel Fagan over to talk to him. Lumberjacks have the iPad out looking at the replay, which you're allowed to do here in the USHL. And again, Muskegon does have the option to challenge this if they want to. Unless Fagan says, I was going to blow the whistle. And the play was dead. All right, no challenge. We're going to get back to action. That is the only guess that I have as to why Muskegon's not being given a goal right now. Is that Kornock was going to blow the whistle. Face off to the left of Lepak. Krasinski to take the draw against Thomas Maroon. Krasinski won the draw to Houston. Fired off the near wall. Simpson trying to skate into it. Larioza knocked him off the puck, but it came to McKinnon. Up to the point to Houston. Back towards McKinnon, but missed him. Rolled to Clares in the corner, taken by Simpson, who fed it up the middle, but missed everybody. And it goes all the way down the ice. Lepak, side of the cage. Sends it over to Tepley, far side. Back around the wall to Houston, who's knocked off the puck and is just clubbed out to center by Rusinski. McKinnon cuts to the inside to beat out the icing whistle. McKinnon into the zone, 1-on-2, still battling. Centering feed, but nobody in front for Youngstown. And Drew Stewart out to center off of Benson. It came to Noringer. Noringer ducks the shoulder toward Lepak, got the shot away. Lepak makes the save, and he covers. Beautiful work by Owen Lepak to deny the Nashville Predators draft pick. As he ducked the shoulder on Mate Tepley to cut across the crease, but Lepak stopped him with the glove and covered the rebound. Off the restart, Jacks with it. Fed down the wall to Stewart. Centering feed, stick save. Rebound, poke just wide of the gate by Noringer in the slot. Rebound to Stewart. To Benson. Spun off a check, played it off the wall. Hesh poked it toward the line, couldn't clear. Neither could Sasaki. Sent back down low by the Jacks. Popped off the in-wall with pass the stick of Stewart. Phantoms couldn't exit the zone. Murphy trying to take it away from Benson. Did get it out to center, but Benson able to re-enter the zone. Dropped it behind him to Thorpe. Floats to the near corner and fires around the kick plate to Vukas. Back around to the left wall. Now a centering feed for Schleswig. His shot on the cage, patted out by Lepak. Phantoms get to the rebound. Murphy up the middle, off a couple of gloves and just wide of the cage, so no icing as Axelson spins away from Sasaki. Kept at the top of the right circle by Miller. Fed into the corner looking for Zemlichka. Ricard pins it to the end wall. 2-on-2 battle there. Thorpe pries the puck free over to the left side. Hamilton pinching in to keep it alive for Youngstown. Plays it behind him to Thompson. Pitchforked back down the wall. Off the glove of Zemaitis and back into the left wing corner. Puck came free of the scrum. Zemaitis once again. Spun it back into the corner. And now works it free to Thorpe behind the net. He'll try the near side. Went through the legs of Schleswig and down the ice. And this will be icing on the Lumberjacks. 14-16. Left in the second. We're still tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 19-5 in favor of Muskegon. That's 6-2 in the period in favor of the Jacks. Zemaitis to take the draw against Rusinski. To the left of Axelson. Zemaitis gets a face-off warning. Ryan Rusinski here looking for a delay game call on Zemaitis. Linesman says, no, this is my bad. Trail official came in and said, hey, is this a penalty? Linesman says no. And here, in order to avoid the penalty, Zemaitis let Rusinski win the faceoff clearly, but missed the defenseman and all the way back into the Youngstown zone. Now into the zone comes Tapley, left corner. Bodied up by Belusco, fed it through the legs of Rusinski, and it's grabbed by Thorpe in the left corner. Sends up the near side to Stewart and out to center. Past a couple of Youngstown sticks, they're going to say no icing. Tepley will send it near corner for Houston. Bumped off the puck by Stewart, but grabbed by Rusinski, set out to the red line. It comes off of Cooper Simpson and into the Muskegon bench. We'll have immediate timeout. 13:45 left in the second. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net, score!
Off-the-ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I can throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Center ice face-off after a puck out of play. 13:45 left in the second. We're tied at 1. Jacks control the draw. Deneau from the red line fires it to the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. Phantoms take it away. Simpson lifts it out to center. Bounces in front of the Phantoms bench. McKinnon backhands it into the zone. Axelson out of the blue paint to try to play it around the wall. Hit Rosinski, but he couldn't feed it in front. Now it's Rue in the left corner. Hit heavy from behind by Sanderson. Play continues. Deneau skates up the near side, crossed the ice to Christ. Redirected it into the zone. Came to the stick of Houston. Cal to McKinnon. Touched it behind him to Rosinski. Fired ahead for Simpson. And they're going to call icing. As Amico and Simpson tied to the hash marks and erred on the side of caution there. So back into the defensive zone for Youngstown for the faceoff. 13:09 left in the second. Faceoff to the left of Leadpack. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Jacks control the draw up to the point to Clares. D over to Lariosa. His shot redirected to the belly of Leadpack, who holds. Fresh 5 skaters for Youngstown. Out will come Anderson, Svitov, and Orlowski. Be Murphy and Wilson on the back end. Stewart to take the draw against Anderson, this time to the right of Leadpack. And it's Anderson with the face-off win. Murphy bumps it behind the cage, picked up by Wilson. Looking for the stretch pass. It's redirected into the zone by Svitov, but Claire's the first one to it. Behind the cage to Lariosa, bumped off the puck, but Norger skates into it in the right wing corner, clears out to center, grabbed by Murphy, D over to Wilson. Jack fires it back into the zone, Axelson. Chipped it away from Svitov, found Claire's, and now Stewart. Slid it past Orlowski into Benson at center. Rolled to Wilson, fired back into the zone, but right to the stick of Claire's. He'll go D over to Lariosa, who spins away from Anderson to the top of the right circle. And now back far side for Claire's. To Stewart at the red line, and now Benson into the zone. Past Anderson, centering feed, but threw everybody into the right wing corner. Noringer knocked down from behind as the puck came to Stewart. Fed it behind the cage for Benson, but had his pocket picked by Murphy. Forced it to the right side, but grabbed by the Jacks again. Benson with it across the top of the circles on his backhand, back to the point to Thorpe. Back to Benson, left half wall. Danced around Anderson, got the shot away and missed the cage. Off the corner boards, kept by the Jacks. To the dot for Benson, his low shot kicked out by Leadpack. Orlowski the rebound, bounced it out to center, and Svitov from the red line ricochets it into the Muskegon zone. Back through center come the Jacks. Bergeron lost it entering the zone, but the pass ahead by Murphy hit Bergeron, and now the Jacks will work it as far as the hash marks. Grabbed there by Murphy. Phantoms can't clear, however. Came back toward the line, kept by Stewart. Shot from Thorpe from the left point. Leadpack thought he had it, but then lost it as he fell. Jacks couldn't do anything with the rebound, and Phantoms cleared it out to center. From his own zone, Belusco back to the Youngstown line into the zone. Come the Lumberjacks. Blanchard over to Belusco, his shot kicked out by Lepak. Rebound to the far wall. Phantoms, however, able to get it out to center. Thompson chips it into the zone, and penalty behind the play. Hooking the call. I think Youngstown's going to head to the power play here. Skating over to the box is Chuck Blanchard. Phantom power play on the season, 27.9%, second in the USHL. Penalty kill for Muskegon, 80.8% is fifth. Phantoms were 2 for 9 at the beginning of October in those 2 games against the Lumberjacks. So that's 22.2% under their season average. Time of the penalty on Blanchard, 9:05. The faceoff will be to the left of Axelson. Top power play unit out for Youngstown. Faceoff controlled by the Jacks, and Chris chips it down the ice. Wilson back for it. Sends it up the near side for Rusinski. From the red line, he'll drop it back to Wilson, across to Simpson, and then into the zone for McKinnon. Back to the point for Wilson. Point to point over to Rusinski. Rue, right side behind him to Simpson. Walks the blue line expertly. Simpson still with it, left half wall. Back to the line for Wilson. Top of the right circle, Rusinski. Stepped inside of the cage, Zemlichka. Back to Rusinski, right wall, to the line for Wilson. Little bobble, sends it back to Rusinski. Rue, in, shot, missed the cage, and Simpson, nice keep at the left half. Simpson with it, below the left dot. Banks it up to the point for Wilson. Back down the wall to Simpson. Coop to the dot, fired a shot. Might have gone off the stick of Zemlichka, who's hunting for the rebound. Kicked it to his stick, and then sent it up the near side for Rusinski. Now to the line for Wilson. Across over to Simpson, top of the left circle. Fanned on the shot. Rebound knocked to the line, and just did trickle out to center. Wilson back for it, sends it to the line for McKinnon, and now into the zone. Spins under pressure from Belusco, worked it down the wall to Zemlichka. So got a shot away, but Rusinski couldn't tip it home as it came through the blue paint. Nice shot pass there from Zemlichka as it's Rusinski with it. Left circle, Sasaki fed it through the box, but nobody there for Youngstown. Bumper for McKinnon. Back across over to Sasaki. Plays it off the wall, 33 seconds left in the power play. Down to the corner for Zemlichka. Zemlichka across through the box, off a stick came to Rusinski. Back behind the net, off the stick of Zemlichka, rolled to the left corner. Jacks get a touch on as McKinnon sends it around the wall. Murphy hustled over to keep it alive. Up to the point for Tepley. Across over to McKinnon, and Youngstown had 6 skaters on the ice. Absolutely, Youngstown did have 6 men on the ice. And so we'll skate 4-on-4 for 16 seconds. And then Muskegon will have 1:44 of power play time. So Youngstown 0 for 1 on the power play. And time of this penalty on the Phantoms bench, 10:49. We should be going to a media timeout because we're going to be at even strength. Tell Rob media timeout, we're at even strength. Faceoff will be down in the Phantom zone. And drop the puck to the right of Lepak. Coming over to serve the penalty is Logan Anderson. Bergeron to take the draw against Hesh. Bergeron won it forward but couldn't control. It comes to Houston.
27.
Into the zone, Houston. 3 seconds, 2-1, and now out of the box comes Blanchard. Jacks are on the power play for the next 1:40. Bergeron got taken down by Sasaki, apparently legally, and from his backside was able to keep the play alive for the Jacks. But now Miko will retreat behind his own cage to start the breakout for Muskegon. Drew Stewart had the puck poked off his stick by Sasaki. He was able to regather and get it out to center for Sanderson. Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick into the zone, but lost the puck, but Jack's able to regather. Center point for Clares. To the right circle for Benson. Back behind him to the line for Clares. Left circle, Norger, one-timer, missed the cage. Rebound to the Phantoms, cleared the line, kept nicely by Clares. Good hustle. Across and off a Lumberjack. In fact, that was Benson. Came off of him, couldn't take a pass clean. It came out to center. Back into the zone with 45 seconds left in the power play for Muskegon. In the right wing corner. I'll feed it up the wall now to Clares. His shot blocked by Hesh. Rebound into the slot, then poked to the corner. Stewart got there first, sent it up the wall looking for Noringer. Back down into the corner for Stewart. Walked the goal line. Puck deflected out to center by Rusinski, who's coming ahead. Rue into the zone. Ducked the shoulder, but lost the puck. Nice defense by Noringer with 15 seconds left in the power play as Rusinski hustles off to the bench. Ten seconds left in the too many men on the ice penalty to Youngstown. Logan Anderson serving that call as up to center came the Jacks. That was Vukas from the official's crease. He bounced it on the cage, and the whistle sounds right as Logan Anderson comes out of the box. Immediate timeout, 7:09 left in the second. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.709 left in the second. We're tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 22-5 in favor of Muskegon. It's 9-2 in the period in favor of the Jacks. And here they win the offensive zone faceoff, but Bergeron taken to the wall by Zemlichka. Phantoms pry it free, work it up to the point, kept by Vukas. His shot wide of the cage came to the near side for Orlowski, shoveled it below the goal line for Hamilton. Taken away behind the cage by the Jacks. Tried a centering feed looking for Bergeron. Puck popped toward the side of the net. Youngstown will get possession, clears to center. Simpson to Zemlichka, poked away from him by Larioza, and the Jacks back through center. Blanchard from the red line sends it to left wing corner. Berard got there first. Had it taken away from behind for a moment by Jake Stewart, but Zemlichka there to clean it up. Sent it to the line for Simpson. And Cooper ahead looking for Zemlichka, but it rolled to Belusco, played it back out to center. Simpson got possession, got it back into the zone, but Youngstown can't get it deep, and Jacks will bring it ahead 2-on-2. Schlechtwig sent it to the back door looking for Fairbanks, wouldn't go. He regathered to the half wall, sent it center point for Amico, lost his footing, fired it into the slot, and a shot was blocked down low off the stick of Zemaitis. Youngstown back through center, Svitov. Hesitation move at the left half behind the cage for Anderson. Bumped to the boards by Belusco. Pulled out of the scrum by Zemaitis, feathered up the near wall. Houston can't hold the half, and the Jacks sent it back through center. Fairbanks down the right wall. Tepley got there first. Carries around the cage to the near side, still with it. Banks it off the boards and out to center. Grabbed by Schlechtweg in front of the benches. Dumped right back in, but to the stick of Houston. He'll send it far side off of Svitov. It came to Miller. Sean banked it ahead toward the Muskegon line, but grabbed by Sanderson. Spun to the red. Svitov threw a wrench in the cog of those plans as here it's a turnover. Svitov got a shot away, but blocked to the end wall by Clares. Rebound grab by Thomas Maroon, who lifts it out to center. Was looking for Chris, but sticked away by the Phantoms. Rusinski to Svitov. Feathered an area pass toward the blue paint as a diving Lumberjack went into the post and then grabs his wrist. That does not look good at all. As that is Anthony Thomas Maroon now grabbing the shoulder. And athletic trainer Callie Sitter out to look at him. And Thomas Maroon, I do not like the look of this right now. Of course, his dad's on the bench. That is former NHLer Pat. Thomas Maroon now up under his own power, but hunched over, grabbing the right shoulder. And he's going to go down the runway. As I get a look at the replay here, he makes a diving effort to try to break up any centering feed from Svitov, and then kind of leg whips the post. So unless he hurt his shoulder when he was diving on the ice, he didn't hit the end wall. So I would think it would be more lower body than upper body, but the upper body seemed to be what was causing him discomfort unless he did not land well on his dive. So hoping for the best for Anthony Thomas Maroon. And here the Jacks win the defensive zone draw. Sanderson pushes it ahead. Gains the red line and the blue, chipped it past Wilson into the left wing corner. Houston got there first to play it away from Christ. Over to Wilson, who had to duck around Drew Stewart, and then got it out to center for McKinnon. Malachi into the zone, cuts to the middle, tried to feed it to Simpson. He was right between the circles. Would have loved to see McKinnon shoot that there. Simpson behind the cage. Being watched by Stewart, puck rolled off his twig to Deneau. Sent it up the wall, hit Rusinski, then the ref. Now the puck is off the ref and into the meshing. As Daniel Fagan getting in the way on a couple of Phantoms passes there. Looks like both sides will go to a line change. 4:25 left in the second. Tied at 1. Faceoff will be to the left of Axelson, who has stopped 5 out of 6. Bergeron to take the draw against Hesch. Bergeron with the faceoff win. Vukas around the net, got it to Benson, couldn't clear, came back to Vukas. He'll get it as far as center. Grabbed to the red line by Tepley and fired back in. Axelson stops it behind the cage, worked it to Deneau, up the far wall to Benson. Played it past Sasaki to the skates of Bergeron, who couldn't get it any further down ice. Phantoms get it back into the Muskegon end. Deneau, left corner. Bumped down by Zemlichka, but able to work it around the wall to Vukas. Up the middle, kept by Hesch. Floated one toward the cage. It hit Zemlichka, came back to Hesch. Couldn't get back to it, and Vukas up the middle out to center. Off of Benson, it came to Tepley, then Houston back to Tepley, far side. Off of Sasaki, and couldn't redirect it cleanly into the zone. Came back to the Jacks. Benson through center. He will backhand it to the right corner. Grabbed there by Tepley. He carries ahead to Anderson. Couldn't take the pass cleanly, then lost his footing. Back into the zone come the Lumberjacks. Larioza to Amico. Broke his stick on the one-timer coming down the slot. To left corner, Benson. Down below the goal line. Back to Benson. Shot. He scores. Red light never came on, but the down low official points and says it's a goal. They are going to video review, so we will find out on the other side of the break. 3:14 left in the second. Muskegon might have a 2-1 lead. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Call on the ice is overturned. We have no goal. Puck did not cross the goal line. That was, I believe, Drew Stewart with the shot. And he must have sent it off the bar. Faceoff will be to the left of Lepak again. 3:14 left in the second. We are tied at 1. Jake Stewart wins the faceoff into the slot, but Muskegon couldn't gain possession. McKinnon up the wall to Simpson, off the window out to center. Pop straight up in the air. Larioza forced into his own end by Rusinski, but able to work the puck to Amico, who will send it down the ice, and not quite sure why that isn't icing, but Murphy to Wilson turned it over. Blanchard in front. Stewart lifted it over the cage on the backhand. Up the near wall it comes to McKinnon. Grabbed by Rusinski, and he will ice the puck. 2:42 left in the second. I don't know what the Youngstown Phantoms need to do to wake up here tonight, but very fortunate to have a tie hockey game right now. Face off to the right of Lepak after the icing whistle. Rusinski wins the draw cleanly against Bergeron. Wilson gets there in the corner, spins it around to the far side for Murphy. Murphy taken to the wall by Bergeron. Sent up that far side, and Simpson will get it to center. Grabbed by Clare, send it near side. Christ will fire in. Picked up in the right corner by Murphy, up to the line off of Simpson, and this will be icing on the Phantoms again. .221 left in the second. Faceoff will be to the left of Lepak once more. Rusinski to take the draw against Stewart. Stewart wanted forward to Noringer, back to the point to Clares. D to D, over to Belusco. Over to Stewart in the left circle. His cross-ice pass hit a Phantom stick and out to center. From the red line, Clares fires it back in. Lepak stops it behind the cage to Murphy. Fired up the far wall. Stopped by Noringer. Tried a centering feed looking for Benson on the redirect. It wouldn't go. Cleared the line, kept by Belusco. Grabbed by Noringer. Sent into the right corner. Looking for Stewart. Grabbed by Wilson instead. To Murphy. Fired ahead to the line. Touched by the Jacks. Simpson gets it in the left corner. Somehow the Phantoms were offside on that, but they will get a line change here. Belusco to the line for Benson. Back to Belusco. His shot to the side of the net. Lepak easily with the stick. Behind the net. Blanchard sends it up the wall to the point for Noringer. Taken, however, by the Phantoms, and they get it as far as the red line, but the puck was behind Zemlichka, and he could not continue forward. Here in his own zone, it's Vukas. Back to the Youngstown line for Jake Stewart. Shipped to the puck by Houston. Feeds it behind the net for Hamilton with 1:10 left in the middle period. Taken by Sasaki. Tried to clear, but his play hit a stanchion and went 20 feet in the air and stayed in the zone. Fed behind the net by the Jacks. 1 minute remaining in the second period. Sasaki to Houston. Backhanded down the ice, and icing called on Youngstown once more with 51.5 left in the second period. Face-off back into the Youngstown zone. So it'd be Chris to take the draw against Hesh. Chris with the face-off win. Bergeron up to the point for Amico. Pumped it down low off a Phantom stick, came to the circle, grabbed by Hesh off the window and out to center. Hit a couple of bodies and dropped back into their own zone by Muskegon. Youngstown going to get some fresh bodies on here with 35 seconds left in the period. Sanderson Ahead to Chris, couldn't get it deep. Phantom sent it back out to center. Grabbed his own line by Larioza. Sent near side for Sanderson and across the ice to Chris. Pumped one intentionally wide of the cage. Came to Sanderson in the left corner. He'll carry behind the net. Right corner up to the point for Amico. His shot, kick save by Alexander Svitov right after that one was released. And that one goes about 50 feet to the near side over the glass and out of play. Beautiful work there by Alexander Svitov on the shot block, though. .1 left in the second period. Stewart to take the draw against Rosinski. Rosinski with the faceoff win, turn it over to Norger. He drifted it wide of the cage. Might have even kissed the bar. Tepley up the near side to Simpson, out to center for Svitov. 2 seconds. One couldn't get a shot away at the buzzer. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms and Muskegon Lumberjacks are tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 23-6 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks outshoot Youngstown 10-3 in the second frame. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout, and when we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms and Muskegon Lumberjacks tied at 1 goal apiece. Shots on goal for the game 23-6 in favor of Muskegon. They updated the shot total from the first period to 14 for the Lumberjacks, so the Jacks outshoot the Phantoms 9-3 in the second period. There were no goals in the middle frame. Youngstown opened the scoring at 9:26 of the first unassisted goal for Alexander Svitov, his first in the USHL. Jake Stewart tied it for Muskegon at 14-15, his fourth of the season. Ty Bergeron and Adam Belusco with the helpers. Pair of penalties in that second period. At 9:05, Chuck Blanchard called for hooking at 10:49, so just before the end of that power play, Youngstown caught with 6 attackers on the ice. So too many men on the ice. That penalty was served by Logan Anderson. Phantoms able to kill off that power play for Muskegon. Obviously, the penalty on the bench ended the power play for the Phantoms. So Youngstown 0 for 1 on the man advantage. Muskegon 0 for 2. Owen Leapak has stopped 22 out of 23. Carl Axelson has stopped 5 out of 6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. Second intermission report. Phantoms and Jacks tied at 1. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Sioux Falls leads Sioux City 2-1, 90 seconds left in the first. First intermission in Omaha. Lancers and the Des Moines Buccaneers are scoreless. First intermission at Fox Valley Ice Arena. Chicago Steel lead the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders 2-0. First intermission in Fargo. The Lincoln Stars and the Fargo Force tied at 1. 2 minutes left in the first in Madison, and the Capitals lead the Blackhawks 4-0. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Sharks and Red Wings tied at 2 at the second intermission. Second intermission in Raleigh. The Hurricanes lead the Panthers 3-1. 2 minutes left in the first, and the Blues lead the Lightning 2-0. 9 p.m. start between the Predators and Avalanche. 10:30 p.m. start between the Ducks and Kings. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. 3 goals for the Golden Griffins in the middle period, and Canisius leads RIT 3-2. Air Force and Holy Cross tied at 2, a minute left in the second. Mercyhurst still leading Niagara 1-0 as that one's about halfway through the third. Bentley leads Sacred Heart 2-1, second intermission. Robert Morris has jumped in front of Army 2-1 at the second intermission. Lake Superior State and Bowling Green tied at 1, second intermission. Third period just underway in Houghton, and Minnesota State and Michigan Tech tied at 1. St. Thomas leads Bemidji State 1-0, 90 seconds left in the first. Augustana puts up 3 in the first frame on Ferris State. That game in Sioux Falls. Quinnipiac still leading Colgate 4-0, second intermission. Princeton and Cornell tied at 1, second intermission. Clarkson leads Dartmouth 2-1, second intermission. Harvard up 3-1 on St. Lawrence, 3 minutes left in the second. Yale now leads RPI 5-1. That's at the second intermission. in Schenectady. Union leads Brown 2-0. Third period just underway. UMass Lowell has jumped in front of Boston University 3-2 second intermission. UConn leads Vermont 3-1 second intermission. UMass and Merrimack tied at 2 second intermission. Northeastern leads New Hampshire 2-0 second intermission. Providence ahead of Boston College 3-2 second intermission. St. Cloud State leads Minnesota Duluth 2-0 first intermission. Omaha and Miami still scoreless at the end of 2. North Dakota leads Denver 2-0 first intermission. Michigan and Minnesota tied at 1 first intermission. Michigan State leads Wisconsin 3-0 as the Spartans look for the sweep this weekend in Madison. Penn State leads Notre Dame 3-1 second intermission. Lindenwood leads Stonehill 3-1 first intermission. And that will do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Phantoms and Lumberjacks here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash.
Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net. Score!
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the third period. Phantoms and Lumberjacks tied at 1. Stewart and Hesh approach center ice. Roll for initiative as the third period is underway. Jacks control the draw. Larioza over to Amico. Up ahead off of Benson, who'll redirect it into the right wing corner of the Youngstown zone. Murphy left it off the end wall for Wilson. Jack off the near boards, off of Zemlicha, sticking out to center. Amico has it knocked away from him by Sasaki and into the Lumberjacks zone. Amico and Sasaki get tangled up. Amico goes down. No penalty on the play. Will continue. Jacks come away with the puck. They'll slide it over to Noringer. He's knocked off the puck in front of the Jacks bench, as is Hesh, but it's grabbed by Sasaki. Fed over to Murphy, top of the right circle. Looks for the trailer. It's Houston. Between the circles, a shot. He missed the cage. Houston gets to his own rebound in the right corner. Behind the net for Sasaki. Trying to come near side, but he's double teamed by Larioza and Amico. 4 Lumberjacks below the top of the circles, and fortunate for them, they put the puck out of play 51 seconds into this third period, which is presented by Mercy Health.
By Mercy Health.
Face off to the left of Axelson. Rusinski to take the draw. Against Bergeron. So waiting for somebody to get control. It's the Lumberjacks who force it out to center, but stopped to the red line by Houston. He'll feed Rusinski, backhands it on the cage. Stick save easily by Axelson over to the defense, and the Jacks will come back through center. Into the Youngstown end comes Sanderson. Tried to cut around Houston, had to drop it back for Bergeron. Now Bergeron has it again. Off of Sanderson, pop to Christ, grabbed by Sanderson. He'll spin one to the left corner for Bergeron. Spun off of McKinnon, worked it to the left point for Thorpe. Down the wall, looking for Bergeron again. He was double teamed by McKinnon and Rusinski. And it's Rue away with the puck out to center, looking for Simpson. And this will be icing on the Youngstown Phantoms. 18:26 left in the third. Face off to the left of Lepak. Rusinski to take the draw against Blanchard. Face off one by Rusinski. Grabbed in the left corner by Houston, out to center off of McKinnon. Trickles down into the Jack zone for Thorpe. Lost his footing, but not the puck, as he's able to work it behind the cage. Declares from the seat of his pants. Slipped up the middle by Muskegon. They'll find Jake Stewart in the official's crease. He'll bank it down the far wall. Trickled behind the cage. Tepley got there first, but his clearing attempt hit Blanchard. And it's Blanchard with it in the corner. Tried to center, hit Tepley, popped up in the air, came to Svitov. Up the wall for Orlowski. Kept at the point by Deneau. Back behind the net, but picked up by Houston. Cal hesitates, then banks it out to center for Svitov. Into the zone 2-on-3 with Orlowski. It comes to the left side. Jacks tried to send it up the wall, kept by Anderson. Back down to Orlowski. Jesse. Hauled down by Deneau. Puck is loose, grabbed by Anderson. Left point, Hamilton. Center point, Berard. Eyes the cage. Shot. Drifted wide. Fairbanks to the rebound. Skates it just shy of the red line. This could be icing on Muskegon. It will be. No grace from linesman Jacob Tolfrey. As Fairbanks pulled up about 2 feet short of the red line on that dump-in. Face-off back into the offensive zone for Youngstown. 17:20 left in the third. Hesh to take the draw. But it is the Lumberjacks winning that draw. That was Drew Stewart, and one of the defensemen there for the Jacks, I believe that was Branko Vukas, put it around the glass and into the Jacks bench. So Muskegon will get a line change here after that icing whistle. 4 seconds tick off the clock. Will drop the puck to the right of Axelson once more. Hesh to take the draw against Stewart. Hesh wins it cleanly over to the wall, but nobody there for Youngstown. Amico will grab it and peels around the cage to the far side, spins back to the corner, and then bumped it over to Belusco. Played up the middle, poked away from Stewart at the line, but that came right back to Amico. Tried to send it back ahead to Stewart, but it drifted to Murphy. Near side for Wilson, ahead off the stick of Hesh and into the Muskegon zone. Rolled behind the cage for Zemlichka. Sent it around the wall to the far side for Murphy. Back up to line for Sasaki. Tried to pump it down into the corner, but hit bodies along the way. Did trickle down there, but Jacks had control for a moment. Now it's Noringer battling for it at the right half. Worked it to Belusco. Bumped behind the cage to Amico. And the Jacks will lift it out to center once more. Grabbed at his own line by Wilson. Played ahead for the no touch into the zone by Zemlichka. And icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. .24 left in this third period. Faceoff will be to the left of Lepak. Zemlichka to take the draw against Bergeron. Bergeron won it forward, but it's picked up by Murphy. Sends it off the window and out to center. No, not out to center, as I think it hit somebody on the Phantoms bench. Looks like Youngstown might have been coming ahead in a 2-on-1. But instead, they're going to bring the faceoff back into the Youngstown zone. Like Sasaki and Zemlichka might have been off to the races there, but not to be. Chris to take the draw against Rusinski. As Rue over to the near wall to talk to Cal Houston, now to the dot. Faceoff won by Christ. Sanderson threw it to the far side, but only one there is Malachi McKinnon. He'll bank it out to center. Simpson knocked it into the zone, but he was apparently offside. McKinnon hunting for that puck. It's picked up by Simpson. Over to McKinnon. Across Rusinski. One-timer was blocked by Clares. And Clares will grab the loose change. Stolen behind the net for a moment by Simpson. Tried to wrap it around as he came out in front quickly, and Axelson had to shut that off with the pad. Puck out to center, grabbed by Houston, and fired back in. Phantoms will head off for a line change, at least a partial one, as Clares sends it right corner. Now out to center. Off of Braden Thompson. It came back to Clares. Tried to feed it across to Sanderson. Pass was directed by Rusinski out to center for Thompson. And Braden will backhand it into the right wing corner. Trickles behind the cage. Went over the stick of Axelson, but Braden Guala up on the play. Couldn't get control of it. And here it's Thorpe sending it up the near side. Found Fairbanks. Got it back to Thorpe. Now ahead to the Youngstown line for Jake Stewart. Stewart dropped it back for Thorpe. His shot blocked by Miller into the meshing. As going crashing into the banks was, or into the net was Brock Fairbanks. Have not seen Anthony Thomas Maroon come back into the lineup here in the third period after he was shaken up in the second. Made a dive to break up a potential pass and went crashing into the net here where Owen Lepak is and Carl Axelson was holding his shoulder as he went off the ice. Again, hope that Anthony is okay. Youngstown wins the draw. Berard to Hamilton. Around the cage and up the near wall. Svitov trying to clear. He does, where he found Anderson, but poked away from him by Thorpe. Knocked back ahead and into the Youngstown zone. This could be icing, no short of the red line. And Hamilton will carry around the net. Had a stick lifted by Nordger. Fed in front. What a save by Lepak! Owen Lepak robbing Drew Stewart. We'll have a media timeout. 14:48 left in the third. Tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.48 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Another 10-bell save for Owen Lepak in this one. He's had 3 or 4 sparklers. And that one was right up there, robbing Drew Stewart in what turned into a 2-on-0 below the dots. Zemlichka to take the draw against Drew Stewart to the left of Lepak. Stewart with the face-off win, pumped around the wall by Vukas, came to the right half. Stewart took it away from Murphy. Stewart with it, spins in the left corner. Cross-point feed to Vukas. His shot kicked out easily by Lepak. Wilson to the rebound, banks it off the boards, and Hesh able to get it out to center. Chip back in by the Jacks. They will touch up as they continue a line change. Stretched out to the Muskegon line for Sasaki. Kaz ducked to the cage. Got a shot away as he was hooked down. Axelson makes the stop, but I don't see a penalty on the play. As linesmen in to separate Benson and Zemlichka. 14-19 left in the third. Like a pretty clear hold there on Branko Vukas, but no penalty on the play. Phantoms will bring out McKinnon, Rusinski, and Simpson. Wilson and Murphy on the back end. And the face-off to the left of Axelson. Jacks control the draw. Deneau behind the cage for Belusco. Skates into it, left wall, up those boards to Bergeron, and he'll just blindly send it out to center. Grabbed at his own line by Murphy. Banked it ahead for McKinnon. Couldn't work it deep, though. Jacks to it. Deneau across to Belusco. Just able to get it out to center, but stopped up by Simpson. Played back into the zone by Rusinski. That came right back to the stick of Deneau. Taken away from Sanderson by McKinnon, but the Jacks able to send it right back out to center. Murphy, near side for Simpson. Enters the zone, lifts it into the slot for McKinnon. Bouncing puck, came to Rusinski. Just missed the cage in tight. Wilson. Backdoor Simpson, one-timer, mask save by Axelson. Net somehow stayed on its pegs there. Phantoms up the boards to Murphy. D over to Wilson, plays it off the wall. Steps down the boards, but taken off the puck by Christ. Wilson able to regather. Jack to the right circle. Murphy in front, redirected wide by Simpson. Now Simpson, a sharp angle shot from the left corner. That was blocked along the way, and the Jacks will carry to center. Chris from in front of the Phantoms bench couldn't work it deep. Wilson back to the line, was looking for Simpson, and icing called on the Youngstown Phantoms. As that was maybe the best shift of the game for Youngstown. Shots on goal for the game, 25-10 in favor of Muskegon. Phantoms with a 4-2 edge in the period, and I think 3 of those shots might have come on that shift. Rusinski to take the draw against Blanchard to the left of Lepak after the icing whistle. Blanchard with the face-off win, but Rusinski jumped around him as he tried to play it to center and went into the Phantoms bench. And so because it's into the bench, Youngstown will be allowed to make a line change. Face off the left of Lepak Anderson to take the draw, but the Jacks got the win. Youngstown, however, able to clear. Jacks were guilty of a hand pass and offside there had they touched the puck, so Youngstown able to carry ahead. Tepley to the red line. Floats it near side, backhands it into the zone. Axelson stops it behind the cage, sends it to the right corner. Back around near side by Larioza to Amico, who gets it out to center. Amico back with it, knocked off the puck in front of the Phantoms bench. It rolls behind the cage. Houston trying to get the puck away from Carter Amico, again playing his first USHL game of the season, spent the first half of the year with Boston University. Orlowski from the officials' crease sweeps into the zone. Axelson couldn't stop it up. It comes to Anderson. Drop back to the point for Tepley. His shot padded out by Axelson. Fed back in front by Orlowski for Anderson. Couldn't get the shot to go, however. In the right corner. Anderson again to the point for Houston. D over to Tepley. To Orlowski, left corner. Below the goal for Anderson. Logan had it taken away by Amico as Anderson down. Might have taken a high stick on the play, but play continues. Up the wall to Schlechtweg, and he'll get it out to center. From the red line, Jake Stewart fires it into the Youngstown zone. Tepley around the wall to the left corner for Houston. Cal tried to send it up the dasher, but kept into the top of the circle by Stewart. Across over to the right side for Noringer. His shot off the ankle of Tepley into the left side for Stewart. Left point for Thorpe as he tried to feed it down the wall. It slipped off his stick and was grabbed by Zemlichka. Tried to get it up the middle to McKinnon. Pass deflected by a Youngstown stick, and Jack's able to regather and send it into the zone. Houston, left corner. Around to Tepley, right side. Didn't get a lot on that clearing attempt, but it did make it to McKinnon, who forced his way to the neutral zone and the red line. Got it into the Muskegon zone, but couldn't get it deep. Youngstown going to get a line change here anyway with 11:07 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Murphy trying to deny the line against 3 Lumberjacks. Did pop into the zone, but it came right to Hesh, and he'll send it near side for Houston. Cal gains the red line and backhands it into the Jacks zone. Axelson stops it behind the cage and sends it near corner. Carrying ahead is Clares. Out to center for Zemaitis. Denied the line by McKinnon. It came to Rusinski. Rue gained the red line and chipped it to the left wing corner. First one there is Vukas, and he will feed it up the wall. Jacks back through center. Into the zone came Sanderson, but he lost the puck. Murphy off the end wall to Wilson near corner. Floats it ahead to Rusinski. He'll bank it out to the neutral zone for Thompson. Knocked down at the red line by Sanderson. Couldn't get it deep. Jacks back on the attack. Pass behind Christ. Grabbed by Murphy. He'll feed Rusinski. Rue from the red line. Fires it on the cage. Pad save by Axelson. Guala holds his zone and cycles it back down deep. Comes around to the right corner. Thompson bodies up Deneau, but the puck came back to the Jacks, and they will get it up the near side and out to center. Grabbed in the neutral zone by Guala. He chipped it into the zone, but then was knocked down by Guala for his trouble. Jacks back on the attack. More than halfway home here in the third. We're tied at 1. In the Youngstown end, left corner, Berard fanned on his clearing attempt, came up the wall to Fairbanks, but rolled back into the corner for Miller. Hamilton from behind the cage, up the near wall. Guala spun off the check of Amico, but couldn't clear. Amico trying to kick it free and did, but Hamilton right there for Youngstown. Puck, however, grabbed by Blanchard of the Lumberjacks. Blanchard still with it, being bodied up by Sean Miller. Puck came free for Hamilton. He got it behind the cage to Berard. Brody out from behind the net to the near side, dropped it back below the goal line for Hamilton. Out to the neutral zone for Miller. To the line for Orlowski. Had a man coming down the middle, couldn't find him. That was Svitov. And Amico comes away with the puck, sends it up the far wall. Blanchard spins it out to center. Into the zone. Comes Noringer. His shot lifted it up over the crossbar and off the corner boards. Came to Orlowski out to center for Svitov. Svitov cuts wide, but into the zone offside are the Youngstown Phantoms. Final media timeout of regulation. We're tied at 1. 8:52 left of the third. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. 8:52 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Got to shout out Phantoms official scorekeeper Lynn Siegfried, convalescing at home after a recent medical procedure. Again, Lynn, we miss you. We love you. Can't wait to see you back here at the arena. I will tell you, the boys are struggling down the counter here to my left. Doing everything they can. They are no Lynn Siegfried. It does take about 4 of them to try to do everything that Lynn can do. Neutral zone draw. Won by the Lumberjacks. Benson into his own zone. Dropped it back for Clares. Up the near wall, kept to the line by Hesh. Walked past Stewart, lost the puck. Clares sent it up the boards to Benson. Spins and sends it far side, and lumbering into the zone is Larioza. His soft shot sticked away by Lepak, and penalty on the play, a boarding call on Ricard Zemlichka. Phantoms back to the kill for the 3rd time tonight. Time of the penalty, 11:27. The linesman brings a broken stick back to the Phantoms bench. To kill the penalty at the start will be Rusinski, McKinnon, Wilson, and Houston. Top power play unit out for the Jacks. Face-off won by Rusinski. McKinnon with the clear. Axelson sets it up for Clares, dropped it back into his own zone for the carry ahead by Noringer. Over to Sanderson, across, Benson steps in, fired a shot over the bar. Stayed in play, left corner, Wilson popped up in the air, battled for by Houston. Up the boards to Rusinski, rolling puck, banked it past Clares, who hauled him down, and that'll take out the power play. Interference the call. Great work by Rusinski to keep the feet moving. We'll play 4-on-4 for 1:24, and then Youngstown will get a 36-second power play on the back end of that. Phantoms had a pair of 4-on-4 goals last weekend against the Buccaneers, one by Cal Houston, one by Jakob Hesh. And it'll be Hesh out to take the faceoff, and Houston will be on the back end with Tepley. And joining Hesh up front will be Cooper Simpson. Hesh wins the draw cleanly, but couldn't get it to Houston. It's grabbed by Amico. He'll carry below the goal line and feed Larioza. Back behind him to Amico. To the far corner for Larioza. They crisscross. Larioza delays, still has it. And gives it up to Blanchard. Chip to the right wing corner for Amico. Fed it in front, but hit bodies and went below the goal. To the left corner, Tepley. Carries near side as Blanchard's stick got caught in the exit door. And he's just going to head to the bench. Into the zone comes Houston. Behind him to Simpson. Cooper dangles, but forced to the corner. Fed the point for Houston. Hopped over his stick and out to center. And coming down the ice is Sanderson. Shot off the pad of Lepak. Might have been going wide of the cage anyway. Houston to the rebound. There's 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Cal from the far side of the net leads to Tepley and then Rusinski. Rue to the red line. To the blue line for McKinnon. Waits for the defenseman to finish their change. Peeling back into his own zone. He'll feed Wilson middle of the ice. Across to Murphy, far side. Now back near for Wilson. Jack able to enter the zone. McKinnon taken down on the play. Has Sanderson sitting on top of him. Won't get off him. Finally, now that the puck is in possession of the Jacks, Sanderson does get off of McKinnon. And Zemlichka out of the box. Phantoms 36-second power play. Noringer stripped of the puck by Murphy, who then dropped it back for Rusinski. 25 seconds left on the power play. Rusinski behind him to Wilson. To the line for Rusinski. Rue into the zone, right half wall. Now taken to the boards by Deneau. Up the wall to Stewart, back below the goal line for Deneau. 5 seconds left in the power play. Zemlichka, left point for Simpson. Across to Wilson. Fed it in front, hit bodies, ricochet to the right corner. Wilson hustling back to deny any kind of stretch pass. And this should be icing on the Jacks. It will be. So face-off back down into the offensive zone for Youngstown. 5:51 left in the third. Phantoms will send out Zemlichka, Hesh, and Sasaki. Berard and Hamilton on the back end. Face off to the right of Axelson, won by Zemlichka. Sasaki's one-timer is blocked. To line for Hamilton. His shot hit bodies in the slot. I believe it was Hesh. Came to left corner for Zemlichka. Up to the half wall. Double team. Puck taken away by Stewart. Gained the red line. Fired to the left wing corner. Jacks still had their penalty killers out there, so they will change up the lines as Berard carries ahead. Brody gains the red line and the blue into the Muskegon zone. Brody below the right dot, sends a sharp angle shot off the pads of Axelson. Puck kept at the left point by Hamilton. His shot wide of the cage, rolls around to the right corner for Amico. Spun away from Svitov and then ran into Hesh. Jacks got it to the line. Sasaki held the zone. Second effort, Jacks out to center. Christ ahead, off the stick of Benson into the right wing corner with 5:01 left in the third. Hesh pulled the puck out of the corner. Lifted out to the neutral zone, was looking for Svitov, but knocked down by Amico. Off the near wall, it trickles to Hamilton in his own zone. Out to the red line for Svitov. Couldn't take the pass cleanly, grabbed by Thorpe. He'll spin away from Svitov behind the cage, send it out to Benson at the line. Then spun away from Orlowski, out to center for Blanchard. Lost the puck to Orlowski, skate to stick, forced back into his own end, leaves it for Houston. Rolling puck. Cal able to gain the red line and fired it in. Axelson stops it behind the cage, feeds the right corner for Thorpe. Jacks just able to get it out to center off the stick of Orlowski, and then they got it deep. Sanderson around the cage past Tepley. Has it near side. Poked it down the wall to Noringer. Back to the point for Deneau, but couldn't hold the zone. Simpson will knock it down the ice, and this will be icing on the Phantoms again. 4:05 left in the third. Shots on goal for the game, 26-13 in favor of Muskegon. 7-3 in the period in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms line of Simpson, McKinnon, Rusinski had a positive shift early in the frame, but nobody's really done much of anything here in this final period of regulation. Timeout Youngstown will take it with them. 4:05 left in the third. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You got so much to do. It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day. 'Cause it's fun all over the state. So come on. Great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
.405 left in the third. Phantoms have just used their timeout after an icing whistle. We're tied at 1. Phantoms open the scoring at 9:26 of the first. Alexander Svitov, first goal in the USHL. Unassisted for Svi. And at 4:15, Jake Stewart finishes off a tic-tac-toe passing play. Pretty play for the Jacks. Assists went to Bergeron and Belusco. And that's our Scoring recap. Face off to the right of Lee Pack. Jacks control the draw. Amico fired a shot, blocked by Orlowski, picked up by Simpson. Cooper carries ahead to center. But as he tried to dump it in, he fanned on the initial dump in, and when he did, the Phantoms were offside because Coop had crossed the blue line. 3:55 left in the third. Phantoms without Evan Jardine, Jack Hextall, and Tobias Trable tonight. They played in the Chipotle All-American game last night. Trable, 0 goals in 30 minutes played, and an assist for Jack Hextall on the Brody George goal. Pretty pass by Hexy. In the defensive zone for Muskegon, kept at the point by Murphy, but his dumping attempt hit Stewart, and the Jacks will play it back through center. Bergeron offside, Simpson regathers and gets it ahead to Rusinski. Into the zone, behind him to Simpson, back down the wall to Rusinski. Pass came back to Simpson, now behind the cage for Rue. Bodied up by Larioza, puck skated into by Bergeron. Gains the red line, gets past McKinnon, and backhands it to the end wall. First one to it is Murphy. Send it back near side to Wilson. Out to center for Simpson. Cooper gains the red line, bounces it to the right wing corner. Jacks ahead and gain the neutral zone. Pitchforked ahead for Sanderson at the Youngstown line, but had his stick lifted by Houston. Cal came away with the puck off the end wall to Tepley. Up the kick plate to Zemlichka, and behind him out to center to the red line for Sasaki to Hesh. Jakob into the zone, dropped it there at the blue line. Dangerous place to turn the puck over, but Houston able to cover up, and he got it deep. 2:40 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Ahead to the red line for Blanchard. Played it around the wall. Lee Pack able to stop it behind the cage. Sent it near side past Blanchard and made it all the way out to center. Vasco turned it over in the neutral zone. Phantoms get it deep into the Muskegon end and go for a line change. Jacks ahead through center off of Christ at the red line. It came to Svitov. To Houston. D over to Murphy. To the red line for Orlowski. Couldn't take it. Played it to the line, denied that line by Vukas, who now overskates the puck at the red line, picked up by Svitov, and he'll fire to the right wing corner. Grabbed by Deneau. Spun it behind the cage for Vukas, up the near wall for Benson, and he'll lift it to the neutral zone. Glove down at the logo by Orlowski, played to the right wing corner, Phantoms the line change with 1:45 left in the third. Jacks through center, it's Bergeron. Over to Stewart, down the left side, eyed the cage, spins in the left corner, lost his footing, but worked the puck to Bergeron. Up to the point for Larioza, back to Bergeron down the wall. To Larioza at the half, his shot redirected on the cage by Stewart, and a pad save by Lepak. Into the corner, Murphy. Up the boards, got it to Rusinski and out to center. McKinnon poked it into the zone, but couldn't get it deep past Larioza. It's back out to center. Bergeron couldn't take the pass cleanly. Murphy will stick it over to Simpson. He'll fire it off the mask of Axelson. Came right down for Amico. He'll send it right corner for Larioza with 1:05 left in regulation. We're tied at 1. Jacks fire it deep. 1 minute remaining in regulation. We're tied at 1. Zemlichka forced Stewart out to center. Got it over to Noringer. His slapper from the neutral zone to the glove of Lepak, and he'll hold. With 49.7 left in the third period, we are tied at 1. Face off to the left of Lepak. Looks like it'll be Zemlichka to take the draw against Drew Stewart. Stewart wins the draw cleanly, back to the point, kept by Clares. His shot off the pad of Lepak, rebound, they score. Victor Norger puts home the big rebound, and Muskegon leads 2-1. Time of the goal, 19-18. As Muskegon works the pass off the pads to perfection. And at a time when you had to have a face-off win, Youngstown could not get one. And now they're also without their timeout. So now the Phantoms have to do something they really haven't done all game, is get the puck deep and try to get some possession so that Lepak can get to the bench for the extra attacker. Jacks win the draw. Christ into the zone, but turned it over to Wilson. Chris stripped him of the puck in the right corner. Chipped it behind the cage. It came to Benson. 30 seconds left in regulation. Benson in front. They score. Chuck Blanchard puts this one out of reach for Youngstown with his 14th goal of the season. Time of the goal, 1931, and Youngstown trails 3-1. Muskegon wins the faceoff. Miller battling for it in front of the bench, worked it to Guala, but it came over to Christ for the Jacks. He'll fire it into the zone with 15 seconds left in the third. Round to the right corner, Hamilton chips it past Blanchard out to center. Guala couldn't find a teammate to connect with. Touched in the neutral zone with 5 seconds left, so no icing on the play. Thompson taken down in the corner behind the net to Miller, and that will do it for this one. Muskegon, 2 goals in the final minute to get out of here with a 3-1 victory. Final shots on goal for the game, 31-14 in favor of Muskegon. Jacks with 8 shots in the third period. Youngstown also with 8. We will keep it right here for the post-game show. Phantoms' only goal of the night came at 9:26 of the first. Alexander Svitas first in the USHL, unassisted. At 14:15, it was Jake Stewart, his 4th of the year. Ty Bergeron and Adam Belusco with the helpers. We were tied at 1 at the end of the first. No scoring in the second. In the third period at 19:18, Victor Noringer puts home the rebound of Danny Clare's shot. Drew Stewart also with an assist on that one. And Muskegon led 2-1, and then off the ensuing face-off, the Jacks able to work one back to front. They get a goal from Chuck Blanchard. And that is how we got to our 3-1 final. Owen Lepak took the loss. He stopped 28 out of 31. Carl Axelson got the win, his league-leading 18th of the season. He stopped 13 out of 14. Muskegon power play 0 for 3. Youngstown power play 0 for 2. These two teams going to face off again tomorrow and Sunday up in Muskegon. They're both jumping on the bus to head to the shores of Lake Michigan. Puck drops tomorrow at 6:10 p.m. And the game will be available on Flow Hockey. Puck drop on Sunday at 3:05 p.m. Phantoms will be back here next weekend for a pair of games against the U17s on the 23rd and the 24th. 7:05 puck drop on the 23rd, 6:05 puck drop on the 24th. Great seats still available for both those games. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets or more information. 330-747-PUCK. That is 330-747-7825. For my engineer, Dave Ferris and Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date for you on social media, I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score, Muskegon 3 and Youngstown 1. We will catch you here next Friday at the Covelli Center. We are going to join Jim Craven and the Canton Akron Jets in action out at the Pioneer Tournament in Columbus. CAK taking on the Miami Junior Redhawks. We will catch you here at the Covelli Center next Friday night. Sound out, fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.